Stop. Before you submit your Australia student visa application, I need to show you something that most people only find out after they get rejected. Every week, Indian students are receiving visa refusal letters, not because their grades are wrong, not because they don't have enough funds, but because of one document they didn't take seriously enough, the GS statement. The GS statement, the Genuine Student Statement, is now the most scrutinized part of your entire Subclass 500 student visa application. I'm going to show you exactly why most Indian students are getting it wrong in 2026, and what you can do about it. Quick note before we begin, this is general educational information only. It is not legal advice. Every visa case is different. Please consult a registered migration agent for guidance specific to your situation. We'll say this again at the end. Now, let's get into it. In late 2023, Australia replaced the old Genuine Temporary Entrant, or GTE, requirement with a new framework called the Genuine Student Requirement. This change matters more than most students realize. Under the old GTE, you had to prove you genuinely intended to stay temporarily. Under the new Genuine Student Requirement, immigration officers want to answer one specific question: does this person have genuine reasons for choosing this course at this institution in Australia? They want to see logic. They want to see specificity. They want to understand the connection between who you are, what you've studied, what you've done professionally, and why studying in Australia right now makes sense for your future. And this is exactly where most applications fail, because students are still writing generic statements that could have been submitted by anyone, for any country, for any course. Let me walk you through the 5 mistakes that I see destroying GS statements most often. Mistake 1. The generic opening. Statements that begin with phrases like, Australia is a world-class education destination, or, I have always dreamed of studying abroad, immediately raise a question: why couldn't you have written this same sentence about the UK, Canada, or any other country? Immigration officers read thousands of applications. They know a generic opening when they see one, and it signals to them that the rest of the statement may be equally shallow. Mistake 2. No explanation for why this course. You need to answer a very specific question: why this particular course? Why accounting at this university in Melbourne, and not in India or another country? Why a Master of IT in Australia when there are comparable programs elsewhere? If your GS statement doesn't address this directly and with real reasons, it is incomplete. Mistake 3. Missing the professional connection thread. Your GS statement must show a clear narrative. A logical thread connecting your education history to your work experience to your current application. If you studied commerce, worked in finance for 2 years, and now want to study data analytics in Australia, that story makes sense. But you have to tell it clearly. Officers will not fill in the gaps for you. Mistake 4. No demonstration of home country ties. This one catches many students off guard. Your ties to your home country, family, property, professional networks, future job opportunities in India, demonstrate that you have genuine roots and a genuine reason to return. You don't need to write, I promise I'll come back, but your statement should naturally reflect a person with a real life, real connections, and real plans beyond just being in Australia. Mistake 5. Using a consultant's template without personalizing it. This is the most dangerous mistake of all. Many agents hand students a pre-written template, change the name and the course title, and submit it. The Department of Home Affairs has seen thousands of these templates. When they see the same sentence structures, the same generic phrases, the same paragraph patterns appearing across dozens of applications, it raises serious questions. And if your English proficiency does not match the level of the writing in your statement, that inconsistency itself becomes a concern. So what does the Department of Home Affairs actually want to see? Based on publicly available guidance, officers assess factors including your education background and how it relates to the course, your understanding of what the course involves and what it costs, the logical connection between your past experience and your future career plans, and your genuine ties to your home country. But in practical terms, it comes down to 3 things: specificity, logic, And authenticity. Specificity means naming specific units, skills, or outcomes from the course, not just the course title. Logic means the path from where you've been to where you want to go makes rational, professional sense. Authenticity means the statement sounds like it was written by a real person with real experiences, not a brochure or a template. One detail that consistently strengthens statements, mentioning something specific about the institution itself. A particular research center, an industry partnership, a faculty specialization, a career services program, something that shows you actually researched the university and chose it for a real reason. Generic praise for globally ranked university adds no weight at all. A strong GS statement typically does 5 things. First, it opens with a clear, specific career goal. Not a vague aspiration, but a professional target. For example, my career goal is to specialize in supply chain risk management within the manufacturing sector, with a specific focus on supplier diversification strategies for mid-sized Indian exporters. Second, it shows the connection between your past and that goal. Where you studied, what you actually learned, how you applied it, and where the gaps are. Third, it explains why Australia, and why this specific institution, addresses those gaps. Not because of world-class education, because of something specific. A particular program structure. An industry partnership. A professional qualification recognized in your sector. Fourth, it shows you understand what you're committing to financially and academically. Officers want to see that you are not going into this blindly. Fifth, it closes with a clear picture of your future, what you intend to do with this qualification, and why your plans naturally connect you back to your home country and career market. I want to address something directly, because we hear about this from students regularly. Some consultants, not all, but a significant number, provide students with a standard template. They insert the student's name, change the course details, and submit. This approach is dangerous for 3 reasons. First, DHA officers can identify template language. When the same phrasing appears across large numbers of applications from the same agency, it creates a pattern that triggers closer scrutiny. Second, if your GS statement uses language that is significantly above your demonstrated English proficiency level, as shown in your IELTS or private score, that inconsistency itself is a red flag. Third, if you're called for an interview, a statement that wasn't genuinely written by you will fall apart immediately. You will not be able to speak authentically about something you didn't actually write. Our guidance: be involved in every line of your GS statement. A good consultant structures it, guides your thinking, and refines your language. The content, the experiences, the reasons, the goals, must come from you. Before you submit, run your GS statement through this checklist. 1. Have you explained specifically why this course, not just why Australia? 2. Is there a clear, logical thread from your education and work history to this application? 3. Have you mentioned something specific about the university that goes beyond its ranking? 4. Have you shown that you understand the financial commitment of this course? 5. Does your statement reflect genuine home country ties without sounding forced? 6. Is the language authentically yours, not a template's? 7. Has someone unfamiliar with your situation read it and found it convincing? If you can say yes to all 7, your GS statement is in strong shape. If you've already received a rejection notice, we have a separate video on exactly what to do in the next 30 days. The link is in the description and in the cards above. Remember, this video is general education only. It is not legal or immigration advice. Please consult a registered migration agent for guidance on your specific situation. Every case is different. If this helped you, subscribe. We publish Australia visa and study guidance every week. And drop your question in the comments below.